dailynewsanalysis. Today we are going to discuss the news analysis of dated 12th August 2023. So moving with our first article, it is mainly based on linguistic imperialism. Okay, so we have took two news articles from page number 1 as well as from page number 8. It's mainly based on Tamil Nadu CM objects to Hindi names of bills. We already know about the three bills, which is mainly based on the promotion of the language Hindi. Here, the Tamil Nadu CM is mainly pertaining one key word. Okay, so today we are focusing on this keyword, that is the linguistic imperialism. So, what do you mean by linguistic imperialism? So, linguistic, the word means language. Okay, so it mainly defined as the transfer of a dominant language to other people. As we know, India is mainly based on the university, means the cultural diversity. Okay, so what will happen if someone is imposing a certain language to a particular group or the all the citizens? What will happen? It will lead to a dominant language formation or the formation of dominant language. So it will affect other diversities. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about these impacts and the news about all these things we are dealing. Okay, so this is mainly important in GS paper 1, which mainly Indian heritage and culture as well as from Indian society. Plus in GS paper 2, that is from center state relations and government policies and interventions, that is from the governance part. Okay, so these two newses we will merge into one topic and we will discuss the important UPSC aspect. So before going that, we have to just divide this particular news to two new sessions, that is from prelims point of view as well as from mains aspect. So in constitutional provisions, mainly there is an act which is called the Official Language Act 1963. It is by the Language Commission. Okay, so its main aim is to promote the Hindi language. So this is from the prelims point of view, as well as when considering the mains aspect, Hindi actually is a official language. Okay, so here our government is focusing to make the Hindi as our national language as well as our official language, and also there is a presence of three language formula is there. This is a measurement or a step which is taken by the government in order to promote the Hindi language as well as the regional language, and also some anti-Hindi agitations are also there. It's mainly because of the language issues. As we know, moreover from the southern states, the agitations are coming more. So these three aspects are mainly about mains perspective. So moving to that, currently our official language of India, mainly of the union government as well as government of India. Okay, our Hindi and English is the official language of our nation, and also Article 343 is there. It is mainly based on the official language of the country shall be Hindi in Devanagari script. This is for your knowledge. I am just adding this point here. Okay, and we already know that there is no national language in India, as we have diverse languages and we are just focusing on the official languages. So we have to know the concept or the main core of the issue which spread now. Okay, so 11th volume of report of the Official Language Committee, everything is starting from this point. In this report is mainly submitting to the President of India. Okay, so once after the submission of report means what, there will be some recommendations are there as based on this committee. So what will happen, it created some aggregations or some angry reactions from the southern states, mainly from Tamil Nadu. Okay, so they consider it as an attempt to impose Hindi on them. That was the major source of this problem. So there are some recommendations there based on that committee. So the first recommendation is based on, they just instructed that IIT, IIM, and other central universities must have to follow the medium of instructions as Hindi. And also they just put a point that it is focusing on the Hindi speaking states. But the problem here is the students from Tamil Nadu as well as from Kerala, if they joining to the IITs or IIM in Uttarakhand, what will happen? In Himachal Pradesh, what will happen? It will affect their communication, or the further educational issues will be there. The main issue is because the Hindi speaking state, like means the Tamil Nadu and Kerala, they are just focusing on their regional language or the mother tongue. Okay, so that will be very tough for the students. They are from the rural area. If they don't have any much exposure or any not any much experience in Hindi, it will be very bad for them. So this was one of their situation. And the second one is the administration as well as other government officials must have to communicate in English, as well as they have to make a curriculum in order to promote the Hindi language. So this was the second point. Also, the high courts in other states. Here the other state means the states, they use their own regional languages other than Hindi. Okay. So where the proceedings are recorded in English or in regional language. Example in Malayalam, in case of Kerala. Okay, so what will happen? They have to make available translations in Hindi. So this is one of the recommendation from them. And other lower courts like from Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, Rajasthan. So all these states, their lower courts are already using Hindi. So that's why they are just compelling that the other states, they use English or their regional languages for the recordings. They have to translate them into English Hindi. Okay. So that was the third recommendations by the committee. And also the fourth recommendations was like the offices and other government employees must have to use the Hindi language, as well as they have to report in the annual performance assessment report. It is mainly in the Hindi speaking states. And there was also an attempt to reduce the English language as the official language and to increase the usage of Hindi language. And finally, it leads to the compulsory in a number of government jobs. If someone is aspiring for the government jobs, they have to know the Hindi. These are the main recommendations or the main reasons they triggered some southern states. Okay. So about the implementation of all these recommendations. So now we understood that if we are blindly putting all these recommendations or blindly implementing all these recommendations, surely it will affect some southern states. So we have the government, the recommendations from the recommendations, the Official Language Act 1963, they have exempted some states from this. Okay, that is Tamil Nadu and Kerala. These two states have been excluded from all these things. And also the law is implemented based on the categories, like A category states, B category states, and C category states are there based on the official languages. In region A, that is the category A, mainly the states, these are the states which is consisting in region A, as well as when considering the union territories, Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar Islands are in the region A. So they must have to follow the Hindi language, okay, as their official language, and they have to reduce the use of English as their official language. So these are the states like Bihar, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and when going to the region B, two states and union territories are there. Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab are the states, and union territories are Chandigarh, Daman, Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay, and the region C, The region C consists of other states where the use of Hindi is less than 65%. Okay, so these are mainly coming in that exemptions. Also, committee suggested 100% of use of Hindi in the Group A states. Now we can move to the next point, like government efforts to promote the Hindi and other regional languages. We already mentioned about the three language formula. This is by the Kothari Commission 1968, and the second one is National Education Policy 2020. So in three language formula, there is first language is there and the second language is there. First languages means where the mother tongue or regional language have the preference or the importance, and in second language Hindi speaking states and non-Hindi speaking states are there. For the Hindi speaking states, English or other modern Indian languages are preferring much, and in non-Hindi speaking states, English or modern Indian language is preferring much. They are getting more importance to the Hindi languages in when comparing in non-Hindi speaking states. Okay, because already the Hindi speaking states have means already they recommended that they must have to use 100% of usage in Hindi language when comparing to other non-Hindi speaking states. And in National Education Policy, it is 2020, they are mainly focusing on to promote the Hindi and Sanskrit along with the regional languages. So according to the NEP, that is National Education Policy, they are preferring the mode of instructions until the class 5 and class 8 as the Hindi language. Okay, sorry, as the regional language or the mother language. This is based on the NEP. So until class 5 and class 8, they are preferring the mother tongue and the or their regional language they are preferring. So we already know the issue is starting from majorly from Tamil Nadu. That's why now we just not starting from Tamil Nadu, they are also concerned about this issue. So we can consider that according to the National Education Policy, Tamil is using as the mother tongue or their regional language in Tamil Nadu until the class 5 and class 8 for the mode of instructions. And in NEP 2020, it is mainly decided to push for the three language formula in order to promote multilingualism and the national unity. So multilingualism, how it will come? There will be inclusion of regional language and our official language as Hindi as well as English. Okay, if we are just only focusing on Hindi, then what will happen? The students will be or the people will be forced to learn only the Hindi. There will be less chance for the multilingualism. Maybe there will be chance for forgetting about the regional language too. So we have to focus on our regional language too or our mother tongue too. So it will create a national unity. Okay, as we have diversity, our culture is entirely diverse in nature. So if we are sticking with this policy, like focusing on regional language along with Hindi as well as English, it will surely improve or promote our national unity. As we know, our constitution have provided Hindi a constitutional status. Like all other official languages, Hindi is also included in Schedule 8. It mainly consists of 22 official languages. And Article 351 is there, where it is the duty of the Union to encourage the spread of Hindi language. And Official Language Act 1963 is there. We already discussed about that. And Article 343 Clause 1 is there. We already discussed about that too. Means the Hindi, means the official language of the nation must be in Hindi in Devanagari script. Okay. And the last one is Article 348 Clause 2. Here, the governor of state may, with the previous consent of the president. How to remember that? With the previous consent of president, the governor of a state, he can authorize the use of the Hindi language or any other language used for any official purpose of the state in proceedings in the High Court having its principal seat in that state. provided that nothing in this clause shall apply to any judgment, decree or order passed or made by such High Court. So these are the main constitutional status of Hindi language. So now we are going towards to our second news, which is mainly about Chandrayaan and Luna 25. We already discussed about Chandrayaan 3 in our last day newspaper session. So here we are just focusing on Luna 25 and Chandrayaan only. As we already know, GS paper 3 in space technology, this is relevant. Okay, so I think we already read the newspaper Luna 25, which is released by Russia, and Chandrayaan 3 is ours. And mainly these two projects are mainly based on Moon's south pole. So when listening to Luna 25 and Chandrayaan 3, it is evident that the most important global interest is mainly in the exploration in Moon's south pole. Why they are exploring Moon's south pole? The important aspect or the main reason is that potentially rich in resources like ice for the future human habitation. So now they are just looking for the future. So that's why the global interests are along the fair focusing on the Moon's south pole. So Luna 25 is by Russia and Chandrayaan 3 is by India. So for Russia, it is the first lunar landing spacecraft. And here I just depicted some differences or some points between about the Chandrayaan 3 and the Luna 25. So here the Chandrayaan 3's Vikram lander and the Pragyan rover are designed to last 14 days on the lunar surface. So one lunar day equal to 14 Earth day. Okay, so our Chandrayaan 3's Vikram lander and Pragyan rover will be there for only one lunar day or the 14 Earth day. So when comparing the with Chandrayaan 3, in Lunar 5, it is mainly designed to work for about a year in space. Okay, and mainly it is to hunt for the valuable water resources. And why Chandrayaan 3 is focusing? Its main objective is to demonstrate the rover roving on the moon, as well as it is mainly focusing on the in situ scientific experiments. Okay, so these are the important points regarding Luna 25 and Chandrayaan 3. And this Luna 25 point it will be helpful in your prelims aspect. So our next news, which is mainly based on one of our Ramsar site, that is Tambara Lake. Here the NGT means the National Green Tribunal is on. Okay, NGT to Odisha means to stop the illegal construction near the Tambara Lake. So here I am just taking its mapping aspect important. Okay, so this is relevant in GS paper 3 in conservation, water resources, environmental pollution and degradation. So here in map, now you know its state, Odisha. Okay, here, and when zooming this, it's Tambara Lake. Okay, it's near to Bay of Bengal, and this is Tambara Lake. So this is important in prelims aspect. Tambara Lake is a wetland included in Ramsar site. Okay. So about Tambara Lake, it's the most prominent freshwater lakes in Odisha, and there are some important species are there, and that species are the vulnerable species. Carpio is there, and common pochard is there, and river tern is there. Okay. So the carpio and river tern and common pochard. These are the three vulnerable species which is present in the Tampara Lake. So this is our today's end of discussions. I hope you all got it, and thank you very much.